Welcome back to part number 11 of my Seleukid Empire playthrough for Imperator Rome. We just finished a war with Carthage, and we are heading back. Gonna get on board this fleet. Just leave this area be. The plan is essentially to just leave these tribes be. There's no one that's going to consolidate. Rome and Carthage are essentially done. And if they consolidate amongst themselves, they probably won't do it very quickly. So we can pivot back there and take them out at our leisure, without any sort of worry about war score or timeliness. There's a missing episode. I probably deleted it. Not episode, but a portion of this episode. I probably deleted it on accident. There's going to be a war against Sparta and company here. The rationale being that I was going to war with Egypt, but Thrace is allied with Egypt, and Thrace is here, has a feudatories there, and I don't want to deal with Thrace while simultaneously engaging Egypt and their feudatories of Kos and Andros, as well as their ally Bolemia. So we're going to take these guys out and then pivot to Egypt directly. That's the plan. Here's the result. There was not much to see, really. Most of the areas have been taken out. We have a fair clip of aggressive expansion again. I hired a bunch of mercs and levies. We're going to retool and move over toward Egypt. Alright, so we finished that war with Thrace. I stood down a smaller merc. This wasn't exactly small, but not large either. I hired this larger merc stack down here, have him on reorganization detail. Thinking we'll send him down in this direction immediately. I'm going to declare war on Egypt. It will trigger Andros, the usual suspects here, Bolemia and Thrace. There's not much left of Thrace right here. Our AE and stability is such that we may be able to finish a war with Egypt and then immediately redeploy to Armenia, Iberia, Bosporan Kingdom, or whom not. After which we'll surely have to stand down. The plan is to take these territories from Egypt and establish adjacency to Maine, Bolemia, and Kush. And then re-attack, as I just mentioned. I was thinking where to go. There's really not a lot left. Moria, and then the tribes up here. I was thinking the tribes next, in that we are one technology away from the War of the Spear. But we don't really have a lot of cohorts or proper cohorts available. We have a lot of levies which are, utilizable. As the war exhaustion will be very high anyway during a given War of the Spear. It doesn't hurt to use them per se, but in the interest of efficiencies and such, I was thinking of warring with this lot here and bribing any and all mercs that I can come by and just keeping them on. We make so much money that we can do it. I'm going to try to bribe as many mercs in Egypt as possible, and in the next war up here, if that becomes a thing. We'll just keep them on, and then retool them or repurpose them over here in Moria, so we won't have to take the cohorts invention here in Marshall, which are quite a few innovations away, you'll note here. So we should be able to dredge up quite a crew of mercs and deal with Moria in that manner. Along the lines of not having cohorts, I decided to evacuate some of the territories here, and I think this province here. They all went here. Actually, it's a fairly easy way to get down toward the capital and/or this city-heavy province here. You can go to this long province, and then here there are 193 of them presently. Then you can go here and move them from here to here with this dotted yellow line there, and you're essentially home at that point here, at least relative to this grouping of cities. So 1 province, 2 province, 3 provinces and boom. Or you can carry on and head down toward the capital a few more clicks away. So our present count for legions is quite high, but I wouldn't mind getting it higher. I've been letting pops in these areas here stew for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if they were all Macedonian by now. They are, in fact. But there are some holdouts that are not quite Macedonianized yet, so I'll just leave them there for a little while longer. They, of course, benefit from the auto-assimilation policy of our home region of Macedonia. We're making our way over here to the deltas. We're going to deploy 1 army here and then the other 2 siege over in this area where there are quite a few forts. Called up the Babylonian or Mesopotamian levy. I called up the Syrian levy here. And these guys are making their way back to this front here. It should go without issue. Let's declare this war. We'll use the same old war goal right here. And Sidon now as well. Huh? The more the merrier. We bought our first mercenary off for our would-be horde here. The war is going well, as you might expect. A lot of back and forth here and there. Pretty dry viewing, I think. But that's why I'm not showing it. Chasing this army down, we caught this army. A lot of levies and such about, a lot of manpower here. Large army size is going to try to establish some adjacency to Maine here. There's a problem. In this area, he's going to cut our advance off. There are 2 armies here. I have this large merc stack headed down here. I want to take that capital. That leaves these 2 that are a problem. What to do exactly about it? I don't really know. I think I'll head back with this 27 stack, and if the war lasts long enough, which it won't, I'll send this levy down. But I don't think this 7K have any hope of dealing with these 2. If the 27K goes down here and occupies this capital, what good will it do, essentially? As, well, it can do actually some good, huh? If we go this way, we can go down there and secure that access to Kush so we can file a claim via this route. You know, I have reconsidered that. Our aggressive expansion is such that we get a fair modifier now. And we only take 5. This comes down very quickly, and you can get lost in chasing these territories down. Time passes, your aggressive expansion comes down really quick because of a high tyranny. And then all of a sudden you take 50 aggressive expansion, which happened a couple of wars ago. I'm happy to take 5. We can top it off, maybe evacuate or extricate ourselves from these areas, and then declare a quick war maybe on the Bosporan Kingdom, and then stand down, maybe, unless we get some free stability. But I'm going to do this right now for 5 aggressive. Take what I can get and move on. We've acquired these items. We can now put them all together or something. Let's do it. I'm not exactly sure how it comes up into being, but I want to place it immediately in our capital territory. There it is. Let's deposit the thing. That gives a huge capacity, population capacity bonus, research points, which is where a great many of them come from. Base trade routes should help greatly. Well, as I'm here, and Armenia is here as well, let's declare that war immediately. As Armenia is in the midst of a civil war, I was thinking, rather than mince words with him, we will take the province that the civil war is in, this one, right here, and then just to be clear, we'll declare on the civil war as well. We're already at war with them. Alright. As it often takes a little while to get at these territories due to the forest and hills and such and lack of roads, I am going to probably just send these mercs up there. They should be able to cope with Armenia. This levy will go, this merc here. I think there's a merc here. And then I'm going to extract these armies from Egypt and declare war on Lycia, which will trigger Crete, this small nation there, and a couple of others in this area here, so that I can adjust the aggressive expansion to my my liking relative to the impact modifier. Presently it's 59. I want to keep it about there, so I take very little. So I can peace out separately with Crete or with these smaller nations here and keep the AE around this level before piecing out with the major target, Armenia. Well, I checked and it would seem as though we are now within diplomatic range here of Maine, so we'll file that claim. I wonder, we have one here as well. We don't need it though, we don't need it here, we don't have the ability to file one, we'll leave that be. Slight change in plans. There are a couple of armies dancing about this area here and here. Can't be bribed, they're mercs. Called up some levies here and try to take these forts over. And we're going to swing these armies. I picked them up by navy to boat over to Cernasia before going at Lycia. Assaulted an Armenian fort away. Let's reorganize. As I'm keeping my merc, my plan didn't work out quite as I had hoped. I was planning on disbanding this merc and not having to deal with his return, but I'm over my limit and I want to keep it that way. Let's declare this war on Cernasia. This siege fell quickly before these siege engineers with our boni of sapping and our wonderful wonder. Capital has fallen of Cernasia. We just need to finish this occupation and head right here. We'll be good to go. That should be enough. Let's see if we can do it. I'm sure we can. 2 AE and Cernasia is gone. Off to Lycia we go. We can mop Armenia up at our leisure. It's much more manageable now. There's this area I didn't even account for, and we're going to take 4 AE. Let's just do it, and then I can get this question off the books before I declare war on Lycia or Lycia, because we are gaining quite a bit due to all of these tiny little levies we've called up. I'm going to disband them. A lot more blue in through this area here. Alright, let's declare war on Lycia here. Who do we end up attacking? Crete and those miners. Let's do it right now. As we're adjacent here to Crete, let's go forward 1. Our primary heir has gone blind. That's nice. Let's unload here. We should crush this army. Let's get over here. I'm redeploying these mercs over towards Iberia. I think we may well attack them as well. Levyize this unit here away. So here's the war, pretty tight. I'm just going to deploy and dispatch them. There shouldn't be much to see. The only real question is how fast can we get this done, and can we swing up around this way to engage Iberia in time to be above the 20 threshold. I think we can declare the war, and then while we're still above the 20 stability, and then swing for reinforcements. And it appears the war is quite popular. The siege has fallen here. And a separate piece out for 1 AE. This whole lot should be actionable now. I'm going to pick up this Taxus. It's 99 war score. 4-3 AE. Picked up a couple of wonders there as well. And we'll take, we don't need the money really. Alright, we have arrived here with some mercs. We have our levies that are once again actionable. It's probably not a bad idea to do that. Question is where to do it and how can they get to Iberia from Mesopotamia. Right here. Let's do that. And we'll wait for these units to arrive at the would-be front. Where are you going? He's going to attack a mountain there. Alright, well. Let's head back here and pick up these units here. Get them on board the fleet. We'll swing around this side and begin the war. Found I was running a bit low on food in my capital. Built a bunch of farms here. And put that item to rest, I think, for some time out. Let's get this ball rolling along. Gold cheese it is. We're going to swing up with this navy. It has 3 taxi. We'll go right there. This is going to be about a 1-minute overdub. It looks like we've arrived here. We're going to disembark, try to take Phasis and these other provincial capitals in the region. These are the proper siege engineer taxi. The rest of the war goes quite well. I haven't really seen any units per se. That's about to change. There's a few about now. Headed back toward this area here. We'll take the 6 stability surely. We're going to try to declare another war on the Bosporan Kingdom. If our stability remains above 20, and at this pace it surely will. This guy Minos, he wants a job. He didn't show up on the sort at first, but apparently he did in the end. So I think we can peace out. We have 100 war score, as you'll note, so I'm going to try to get an equitable war score in through here again and see if we can get inland here and not have to take this coastal territory. There it is, good enough. We should turn mostly quite a bit blue here in the inland portion. We're going to head up to the Bosporan Kingdom and invade them. It shouldn't be so much trouble, as we have quite a few units about. We may well declare on the revolt as well, and maybe head over to the Apulian area, or get in, and then maybe even further out again, depending on stability. This Manos guy is giving us 5,300 gold. Let's do it. Boom. We have, well, we'll head up the back way here and see if we can assault that fort. Head down this way as well. I'm going to declare war on the revolt here as well. The war is moving quickly, as you might imagine. It's winding down. I'm gonna peace out with the revolt right now. 92 war score, a couple of province capitals left. A breakthrough, boom. 99 war score later and 6 AE. Bosporan Kingdom is gone. So where to go? Not here, because we need the War of the Spear. I don't have any claims there. I have a claim in Maine, but to get there, by the time I get there, we need to go here. So these mercs are too far to be shipped in by sea, so I'm just going to send them to this area. They'll catch up. The fleet here will go to this spot. Let's, and then they'll load. We'll go over here, land in this port, and attack. Making our way over here, the fleet is moving faster than the rest of the armies. We're going to go up here and land. What is that? There's a revolt now. Well, it would seem that we have a claim against the Burgi revolt there, but don't have one against these guys proper. So if we declare war on Saldensia here, we end up Reticentia, Apulia, and Amnesia there. So we'll take these guys, and I mispronounced these names on purpose. This Amnesia is not pronounced that way, and this Berg, I just have had... It's another world conquest. I've had my fill of pronouncing or reading these names in their full, and probably butchering the pronunciation even at that. So Bergy is a brand of cheap beer, and Amnesia is the meaning is clear. So let's do it. We'll switch targets, and maybe by the time that our these armies and such make it to wherever they're going, this revolt will be actionable. It looks like the revolt should win. Uh-oh. He has a city here, which probably means that he's supersized relative to his potential. We'll see what happens. Or his apparent potential, that would be. Let's see the size of it. It's a fairly large city as well. I'm going to swing some of these lead armies around the back end here. I suspect that they'll make it there faster than not due to our road system we built. So maybe they can contain some breakouts here. Boom, we have arrived at the enemy's capital. Let's declare the war immediately. We'll take 6 stability here. Maybe it was better I got off the boat anyway. We'll get this unit up around the back end here. Let's see when we can declare the war. January 28. Well, as the war is not starting, I'm thinking of taking a break here from the action, moving some of these pops from a couple of provinces here down this road into our capital area. I took a few moments and flushed out these cities here, so the zen of button clicking and pop shuffling. I finally maxed out these cities, going to build a bunch of aqueducts. These cities are essentially close to being maxed out as well. The revolt seems to be on the ball here. We're going to see if they can conquer that area before we're shortly around the same time that we finish with this lot here. We just finished a bunch of claims I filed some time back as well. As for these provinces, they are they've been emptied, 3 of them. I left a bunch of druidics in this these 2 cities here. Theoretically, they should convert at a fast enough pace, really. Here and then there, rather than bring them to the capital. We don't need corruption. We have some technologies. Siege tower is available. Siege ladders. I have 2 of them. I'll keep 1 in the bank. These guys have decided to leave the area. I'm going to colonize these immediately. Use the secondary fleet to evacuate this merc that's been wandering around down here. He was stuck down in this province here. Made his way up here. Wandered over here. I'm going to see if I can declare another war here on the Savasia, if this ends soon enough. And see if we can acquire another merc. This seems to be in order. We have these mercs headed here. We have these this lot. Who are you? Let's declare the war against the revolt here as well. Oh, look at that. Well, we're already at war with them anyway, so we'll not worry. So we can head here immediately. Let's see about assaulting that. These guys, I'm gonna head them over here. I'm gonna head this army over that way as well. Get around the back end here for that upcoming war. Looks as though we're at war with the primary here as well. Boom, we acquired a new merc. Let's get him organizing. We can peace out with the revolt, I'm sure. For 1 AE, let's do it. We can peace with the primary here as well. Let's see, we should be able to take all of this from him for 5 AE. Well, looks like another merc can be had. And another. And another. Curses. That does it for the lot. There's quite a bit of it, but not as much war score as you might think. These pops are fairly close to our capital territories. There's various cities that I've been building There's a fair number of capacity, a fair bit of capacity here. There's some, I'm sure, here as well. And perhaps in these areas as well. Here. The area is quite green, so I'll do something with those pops at some point, maybe. As for our stability, it's above 20. It's not really falling all that precipitously, so I think we'll head over here. We are already there, and we can declare the war at our leisure, which is pretty much, well, right now. So we don't burn more AE than we want to with the peacetime burn. So we end up triggering Bohemia and Catnatia, whatever it is, that's what we'll do. We're a half an hour in or thereabouts. We'll continue these warring activities in the next episode. I hope to see you then.